Hey guys, welcome to K Comics. Continuing our review on Thor the Devourer King, doing a quick rundown on the last issue number 4, with Thor and Galactus on a quest to finding the 5 unique planets to boost Galactus' power unimaginably. They were met with Beta Ray Bill, who already has beef with Galactus for destroying his homeworld. Thor, who knew feeding Galactus those planets were necessary, beat Beta Ray Bill out of their way while explaining to him what's at stake. Their fight was cut short when Lady Sif interrupted the fight. Then what? So this story picks up with Yggdrasil, which rots and withers and dies as the Black Winter blankets the heavens in search of a reality. The ancient Norse would name it Fimbulwinter, the ceaseless storm that paves the path to Ragnarok, and they would be wrong. For where Ragnarok is the wheel, a cycle of death and rebirth, the Black Winter is the void in the center, devouring light and life and following only towards endless nothing. It is the true end of everything, and only Thor stands in its way. But then moving on to Sif, who calls Thor a horse ass for trying to end Beta Ray Bill. And I don't know if I want to call my king a horse ass. Thor wants Sif to think carefully about her next actions, as he is her king and he wouldn't tolerate that much. But Sif assures him that she is not afraid of him yet. She is not going to fight him either way. Sif at this point has left her post as the guardian of the Bifrost, which Thor points out. She agrees, but she's going to take Beta Ray Bill to Asgard under her protection. But Beta Ray Bill, who at this point is struggling to pick himself up, was like, that's not necessary, I'm fine. I just need a moment to catch my breath. With all this going on, Thor is angry as to why Sif is dictating all the terms. So he ordered her to stand aside, as Sif said, or what? I mean, the look, wow, that's some gas there. No one talks that way to Odin. That guy is scary. Thor got angry quickly as anyone would and held his hammer at both Sif and Beta Ray Bill. Sif touched her sword to the ground, creating a bifrost between them, also teleporting Mjolnir away. Thor was like, Sif, where is Mjolnir? And she smirked at him. That look, the sense of satisfaction on Sif's face is priceless. This was when we saw that Sif had teleported the hammer to Jotunheim, where there's Loki. And remember, Loki is the king of Jotunheim. Sending Thor's hammer to anywhere is never a problem. I mean, only the worthy can pick it up, and there's not a lot of those running around, right? Loki is there restless and everything, drinking himself to self-destruction. All of a sudden, the hammer smashed right in front of him, which startled him for a moment. But then, back with Thor, who doesn't understand why Sif will send his hammer to Jotunheim, of all places, and Sif's response was, I've sent it to a place no man may need it. Basically telling him that she has sent it away from him, the only one who could possibly lift it. So with Thor telling Sif that this is madness and Odin would never stand for such a thing, we all know Odin. You won't even get to try that. But Sif tells him that he is not his father, he's better. She sees everything and knows he is restless in this new role, thinking his best days are over and he might die fat on the throne. He shouldn't lose himself in the quest to prove he is worthy. She then told him she knows he's scared, but Thor was like, "Nah, I'm not scared." And Sif was like, "Yes, you are. I see everything, remember, so don't try to fool me." With her bowing in shame, like, yeah, you got me right there. Meanwhile, in Jotunheim, Loki circles the hammer, wondering if it's a trick or a trap, maybe a test. He reached to Mjolnir, which already is sparkling with lightning, and then picked it up. But all of a sudden, whoop, Mjolnir just took off right from his palm, and nothing really was made clear about how he could have lifted Mjolnir, though the enchantment that was placed by Odin was a long time ago. However, as Odin himself would tell you, things change, so maybe it's now stated that only the worthy may lift it, with the exception of Loki. I don't know. Galactus, who at this point has watched enough of their family squabbles, made his presence for telling Thor that if he's done in this place, he still hungers. Thor sends Beta Ray Bill and Sif home, assuring them a situation report after everything is over, if he's still alive by then. He calls for his hammer. Then Galactus asked him if he's ready to move, and he said not yet. His hammer sparkled. He lifted it up high as he siphoned the power cosmic from Galactus himself. This explaining why Thor constantly tells Galactus that he took the power cosmic by his own will. Galactus was not happy about that, but Thor is ready to end this, and that's all that matters. They got to the second planet, Silos, and an uninhabited and minuscule mesoplanet, and former home to a race of long-dead war sorcerers. Their burial ground, rich in decomposing enchantments, added its dark power to Galactus' growing might. They then came to the next planet, IO-X4. I don't know if it's IO-X4 home, to a gentle bear-like animals gifted with the power, telekinesis, and precognition. They were ready and waiting to be evacuated when Thor arrived, so that one was also pretty quick as well. Then Vanish IVII was also consumed, making it 4 planets. And all his consumption, he destroys the planets in the process, so Thor will have to find a way to restore all these planets after they are done with the Black Winter, or maybe find them a new planet. Finally, they got to the final planet, Cryo, which is inhabited with intelligent life. They are aware of Thor's arrival. The funny thing is that they don't intend to leave their planet for Thor, yet they have an army ready to rather aid Thor in his battle. But we all know it won't help, not even close. If that's the case, why would Thor leave the Asgardians warriors? While Thor and the person who seems to be in charge around there are talking about the situation at hand, Galactus quickly started feeding on the planet. This got Thor angry, and he was like, "I thought we've talked about this. You don't get to feed on a planet while it's uninhabited, and also I have to give you a permission to do it. So why are you doing it without my permission?" And Galactus was like, "Get out of here. I don't need any permission. You've done your part, Thunder God. Now you can go home. Besides, the Black Winter is already here, so either way I have to feed on this planet. The Black Winter is there and everything is already dying. For the king of Cryo, he looked into the Black Winter and realized gods are going to be his end, just like Galactus. But for Thor, he doesn't want to deal with seeing the form of his own death, so he tore a piece of his cape, then covered his eyes. Great. Just jump into the battle blindfolded, but it's Thor with both Odin Force and the Power Cosmic as well. So he doesn't really need eyes when he has he has the cosmic awareness, right? Thor then blasted the Black Winter which bought Galactus 14 seconds to consume the planets at the expense of the lives of the denizens of that planet. But as Thor cries, he assures Galactus that after they've dealt with the Black Winter, Galactus will answer for the lives of Cryo and for all the lives Galactus have stolen before it. And at this moment, you can see Thor shedding a tear. He was really emotional about having to kill this life intelligence on planet Cryo at the expense of defeating the Black Winter. But it has to be done, so they did just that. And Galactus' response was, "Until then." Hey guys, so until then, subscribe to this channel for the next part. Until then, my friends, peace.